and I am here for a live stream. Thank you for joining me. Actually, speaking of joining me, I have a friend here today. Would you like to introduce yourself, my old friend?
Oh, yes. I am one of Weston's oldest friends. My name is Zach. You can catch me on this wonderful Nerdcrafty channel every other Sunday when I run the Iron Hearts game that Weston participates in. So I'm just going to be hanging out, chatting today, and trying to keep you humble as we go through a trip down nostalgia lane, I think, today.
This is my brother. This is my brother, Zach. And I am so glad that you're here with me to do exactly that, because you are actually right here. This is
maybe
you. This is you. This is me and Zach back in like 2003-ish, back when we were just wee baby punkers, and it's one of my favorite photos ever. I absolutely adore this photo, and I adore you, my friend, and I'm so glad you're here with me today.
Yeah, it worked out. Here we go. I see it on the stream now.
Oh, perfect. So yeah, I am gonna. I'm just sharing photos from my photo album, basically. The thing is I was a friend of mine on TikTok. Actually, this is just an old friend, someone I know from Reading, was asking me. Their kids go to the same high school we went to, and they were asking me if I have any old photos of the auditorium that we used to put plays on inside. So I didn't have any like directly available to me. None of my yearbooks had a really great picture. So I went hunting in an old chest that I actually got as a hand-me-down. My dad got it from his mom, and when she passed, she gave it to him, and when he passed, I got it. And inside it was all kinds of really interesting stuff, including a lot of stuff my mom put in there when she had it for a short period of time before I moved to Los Angeles. And inside it was all kinds of baby photos of mine, all kinds of photos of my dad and my grandma, and people from my dad's side of the family, which was, I didn't have the ability to be in contact with them as much as I would have liked to have been in my life, for a number of reasons, but we don't have to get into all that at the moment. The interesting thing I found in this was a lot of just like really interesting and very potent memories, like and things I had never seen before, like old paperwork that was about like my special education, like paperwork with the school system, and how they were always fighting to both put me on and then take me immediately off, even though it was clear that I needed help. I didn't quite meet whatever criteria I was supposed to be meeting for extra help. But at the same time, anytime they put me off of it, I was struggling and couldn't meet the requirements necessary. So just an inefficient bureaucratic method that ultimately doesn't help kids. Maybe it's changed since I was in school, but this was something that was consistent for every year I was in school. There is paperwork from literally every year. It's so messed up, dude. So yeah, that was a lot to read, as well as like some other stuff, but I also found some really powerful stuff, like that photo of me and you, Zach, or this photo of my dad when he was just a young lad, which I don't have a lot of photos. I never really had a lot of those photos at my disposal. So it's pretty cool to find stuff like this. It's photos like this. My dad, just a baby, probably about like the same age I was in that photo of that dripped out short king you saw at the beginning of the stream. This little guy, probably around the same age. You can tell how much work my dad did, judging from this demeanor of this child compared to the demeanor of this child. And that hits. I know what my dad went through as a kid. His mom, I tried to protect him as best she could, you know, but his dad was drunk, he was violent, he was mean, he was exploitative. Wasn't a great dude. This is him on a probably an Air Force base, I think in Utah. I'm not entirely sure, but just that kind of despondent look, you know, hits me right in the guts. What's funny is I know he didn't like cats, so this cat in the frame, I'm wondering, maybe played a part in that. I don't know. All I can do at this point is use my imagination a lot of the time with these kinds of old photos, because he's not around to ask, and most of the people in his family that would have known are no longer here with us, you know? Difficulty of having an old dad, you know?
That is a great picture.
I love it, you know? I absolutely love it. Yeah, so this is actually an interesting one too. This is him, I think, around 40, which is just a few years older than I am right now. It kind of tripped me out seeing it. I did like a little, I tried to recreate the angle and the pose to try and like look back and forth, and it's pretty insane, especially because I've got a decent like beard on my face at the moment.
The glasses.
I wear very similar frames. Just, you know, it was a subconscious thing when I bought these things. I don't even wear prescription lenses. I just think they look cute on me. I found them at Target.
Yeah, flower shirt.
Yeah, no, it's super funny. I like looking back and forth between the photos. You can see a lot of similarities in our features, but yeah, and it's a very interesting thing. Yeah, but what a hunk, right? I mean, he's 40 and he looks great. I mean, I hope everyone, I can only hope, you know, that I look that good in 5 or 6 years, you know. Then I'll really be pulling those daddy rolls.
His smile was always big like that, and whenever he had a very distinct voice, and so whenever I see a picture of him like with a big smile like that, I can just hear his like booming laughter and voice. Like, that guy had some projection.
Yeah, absolute natural projection. He just had the biggest voice, dude. Oh man. Yeah, I always like, I have old voicemail of him singing Happy Birthday that I've kept for 10 years in my voicemail, or 11, almost 12 years, something like that. I can't remember. That I've kept in my like saved voicemails for years and years, just so I can like hear his voice every once in a while. And
yeah, that's awesome.
Yeah, I'm really glad that I through all of the drinking and all of the drugs that allegedly I could have done during my lifetime, I'm glad that I never did anything stupid to lose that, because that would have been too bad. I'm glad that I get to keep that around. And yeah, I have all these other memories of him as well. It's really, it's nice being able to kind of like look through his eyes at some point, even, because he has a couple of photo albums that were just basically him. It's like he bought a decent camera and went out and tried to do nature photography. It's really interesting because I didn't know that side of him. He never really shared a lot of that side of himself. You know, he didn't keep great camera equipment around or anything when I was growing up. So like when I found this photo album of all of these really like artistically shot, well framed, like sunsets and snowy wildernesses, it's like I could see like this artist in my dad that, you know, in many ways, like he brought up the fact that he was a musician in San Francisco in the 60s and 70s. I mean, that was like, he loved to talk about that period of his life. But yeah, he also did this excursion into nature photography. It looks like that he never really talked about. And dang, be interesting to get a perspective on that, especially knowing like how good he was at giving like direction to me as an actor. Like when I was like reading scenes with him or something, like I'm in a play and, hey Dad, would you help me with this monologue? Does it feel right to you? Does it feel natural? And he would always have notes, and it wasn't like it was like the same kind of shit I would hear from any theater instructor I ever had. He seemed to know what he was doing, at least in the realm of naturalism. And I think part of that comes in from like having to sell so much of a character when he was younger to his dad to survive, and in the service after that, part of it having to do with him like going into sales after the service. He knows what people want to hear. He was really good at that job too. So I think for any number of reasons, but yeah, it would have been so we're just gonna draw some of these old photos because I love them. There's some of my favorite photos that I have access to at the moment, and I'm probably not gonna get through most of these today, but I'm gonna try and get through at least a couple. I showed you that photo of me and Zach. This is actually another photo of me and one of the Ironhearts, Captain Julian Alvari, just a baby, in a suit that really doesn't fit him. This is our high school drama department in the lunchroom, putting up a stage ourselves and breaking it down. Every production we ever did ourselves, with the help of a few volunteers, doing it ourselves. Taught us everything we know right here. It looks pretty garbage, honestly. This is what we thought rich British people lived like. So the oversized coats, the tacky sofa.
I mean, in my mind, that's what a high school production is all about.
Yeah, dude. Me too. But I've seen some high school productions that like people obviously put some money into. We didn't have that. We didn't have that. So I'm glad we did this because honestly, in any number of ways, I'm really proud of this period of my life as an artist because we did it ourselves in a real way. I mean, Mir, our theater teacher from high school, was an incredible woman and kind of gave us the reins when we needed them, but also pulled them back when she knew we were in over our heads. She was basically our mom. She's an incredible woman. So yeah. Oh, geez, I should bring it up now. I have a poll going on my Instagram at Lava Submersible to see if I will cry on stream or not. I think we have a sign that I'm getting close here, so maybe go vote. If you think you're a shoo-in. There's no prizes, just being right, which is enough for me personally. So I thought it would work for you.
That's its own reward.
That's my Instagram at Lava Submersible, Lava_submersible. So go ahead and vote if you want to or not. Up to you. But that's where you can find my art as well if you're interested at all in that. I really like this image. It's actually pretty solid, the composition of it anyway. This was shot by the lady we were just talking about, Normetta Muir, our high school theater teacher. Incredible lady. At least I think it was. I remember this photo shoot happening very quickly. It wasn't something we did super often, so I don't know. I don't know which one to draw first. There's so many good ones. I think the first one I want to do is that one of my dad as a little baby. I really like that photo, and I think I could pull it off fairly quickly with some digital brushes. So let's see what I can do here. let's see.
So are you going to be recreating it or augmenting it?
For this one, I think I'm just trying to ultimately just kind of sketch it out. Little kids are really hard to draw, frankly, but black and white can help. So I was just going to try and recreate this, not super restricted, like just kind of like a little bit of naturalism, you know? Not exactly life, but something like it.
So did you just make like an additional layer so you're not actually affecting the photo? You're just going to be like drawing over it?
Precisely, yeah. So I just started a new layer and grabbed my digital brushes. So there's a little bit of a painterly vibe to it when you pull away. You can kind of see the brush strokes, you know? And I can augment those as I go along.
What's the program you're using?
This is Autodesk. It's free, and I learned digital art basically here. And I like this program. I know that there are plenty of people who tell me it's not the best program, but it's what I learned on, it's what I'm comfortable with, and I do everything on my phone. So it's the one that I can use for free on my phone, and not have to worry about paywalls or anything like that. Just kind of make art when I want to, especially because I'm not getting regular commissions, and this works great. I've done, I mean, people have commissioned my work even with this, so I'm not ready to upgrade yet. I really like this program for what I am doing currently. Sorry, did that sound like a whole lot of justification?
No,
okay.
No judgment. That was good. So are you just using your fingers right now, or do you have like a little stylus?
Yeah, this is my thumb. Sometimes I get the index finger in there, but yeah, I always vibed with finger painting. Like when I first started getting into physical mediums, when I first started trying to be a painter, really. That was one of the things that I was like, man, why don't we do this? My partner Kat was a big part of kind of inspiring and teaching me how to do art in a way that really spoke to me. I really just was able to really resonated with me, and I improved really quickly. I feel like, and a lot of that was just being able to explore kind of ideas in a way that wasn't centered in any kind of artistic tradition. Like I've talked about on stream before, I did a lot of art research before I really got, like, art history research before I started doing a lot of art. And it was a big thing I was interested in for a long time. And then I met my partner, and they were incredible at being able to kind of give me instruction in how to do this stuff. And then I just picked up digital because it's cheaper. It's very affordable, especially with a free program. So yeah, I mean, I love painting, and I kind of forgot that until recently. Until honestly, we did that art stream where I did physical art instead of digital. And then it was just kind of like this big, like, oh yeah, I really love doing this. I need to do this more often. But it's really expensive.
I want an outfit like that, like what he's got in that photo.
Yeah, just a onesie, basically. Oh, I guess it's separate. It's separate items. It's like there's a little bit of... Oh, yeah.
The hat and the collar, and it's a little bit like poofy. I want it.
I don't think you want it right now. What is it up there? 100?
I'm in a nice air-conditioned home, so I don't know, but I imagine it's awful outside. It's really smoky right now. There's a fire.
Oh, nearby?
Kind of like Chico area. I just know that the smoke is going up the, like a northerly wind, and then it just stops here in the valley where the mountains just kind of stop all the air and it just stagnates here. So it's pretty awful outside right now.
Yeah, that sounds, well, I was gonna say unpleasant. That's underselling it.
Yep. But when fall and winter come,
yeah, this will be ideal.
Yeah.
Alright, I'm just gonna start cutting in these shapes kind of loose. There we go. I was gonna not change this hue, or whatever, tone, I guess. But I think I'm gonna end up doing that now. Not now, but I think I've changed my mind. I mean, I didn't think about this being so fluffy. That there would be so many little shapes I gotta get in there. That's fun. I'm never not learning. And clothing is one of those things that I'm not always drawn, so it's good to have practice, especially with stuff like this, like a big heavy coat. I don't even own one of these. Where am I gonna get the drawing reference? Guess I have to Google it. But ethically, I don't know. I'm not a fan of just using images I find on Google. Makes me feel bad. I know that's probably silly, but models, especially like stock photo models and stuff like that, underpaid. So if I can't pay their wage, I am my model, is basically what I'm saying. I am the only one I feel I am allowed to draw without asking and getting explicit consent for. Also, like, I gotta get my money though, so if you want me to draw you, I am open for commissions.
Or even if someone has a photo, maybe of their dad, and they want an artistic recreation of it. This is...
Zach, stop showing people how to tug on my emotional strings. That's you're ruining my business here.
No, it would be a great commission.
Yeah, no, for real. I would be more than happy. I've done pets. I've done family members. I think I'm allowed to talk about this. I finished the commission almost a year ago now. But I did a commission for, I won't say who. I guess that's probably for the best. But I did a commission for somebody who had lost their parent to suicide. I should probably throw trigger warnings before I just say things like that. I'm sorry, guys. So trigger warning. From here on, probably every stream I ever do. Probably going to talk about stuff that's not easy to hear. But I'll keep trying to remind you at the top of the streams. Apologies once again. Anyway, lost their parent that way, and it was like also coupled with substance abuse stuff and all kinds of other traumatizing events that happened in this poor person's life. And So we sat down, we had this long conversation about their parent, and tried to get an idea of not only who this person was, but how they affected the people in their lives, and try and come up with something that would do them justice. Because they had mentioned that they had tried to get like tattoo artists and stuff like that to do things to honor that memory, but nothing felt right. So I really was wanting to push the limits of not only what I was able to do because of how I lost my dad and how that was related to substances, not self-harm, well, not obvious self-harm kind of way, but in its own way. That it really touched me. I wanted to do this piece very, very much. I wanted to do it justice. And so I did this piece. You can actually find it on my TikTok. That's right. Called the Nuck Levy. In Orcadian, I believe, is the right way to say that. Myth or folklore, I think is probably the proper way to put it. Folklore. There's this central kind of figure embodiment of nature and the sea, the winter storms, called the Nuck Levy, and that is the result ultimately of that commission, and they were really happy ultimately at the end of that. It took me a really long time because of the emotional weight. I wanted to get it right, but by the time I finished, they were very happy to have that piece. And yeah, so I'm not unfamiliar to kind of heavy stuff. If that's the kind of commission that you're looking for, I'm more than happy to help you. But yeah, let's have a conversation. Let's talk about it, because I definitely don't want to get it wrong. Those are important things to me. These are very important to me. Family is one of those things that is complicated, and I definitely understand and want to respect that as an artist. So it's a big focus of mine. Let's see what this looks like without the photo. Dang. Okay.
Yeah, it's coming out really nice.
Thanks, bud.
Yeah, all the creases and wrinkles are really sell it.
Oh, I just thought to look. Okay, cool. I'm still thought I had started drawing on my reference layer again. It's my worst habit. It is my toxic trait. That's it. No, that's it. That's all.
That's
I don't
the
have
only
any more.
one.
That's
Yep.
the only one. All right, let's do that. Oh, I guess let's hit that zipper a little harder. Woo!
Oh, hit that zipper. Oh my.
Okay. Yeah, I think it's time to start working this. Oh, I didn't do the boots yet. Let's do them boots. Oh, man, that's tough. That snow texture around the boots. Try and not overwork this. Still pull it off. Okay. The bottom of the other foot before we start the rest of this. Okay. Dang, okay. Let's blast it. Let's just go around that big area of white. Nope, that didn't work. Let's try that again. There we go. That'll be fine. And I'm gonna go into my eraser, just cut my flow and my strength down to nothing, and make that line disappear a little bit. So you know it's there. Okay.
Nice.
Yeah. Time to start working the face. Let's see if I can do this in one pass, because, oh man. Like I was saying.
Are you gonna switch like a brush and a color?
No. No, I'm gonna just stick right here and just kind of basically hit the darkest parts first and see how it looks. Oh. Where am I? Oh, right. Just push my brush back up. Okay. There we go. Hit that chin. It's so funny. I don't know if my dad ever expressly said this, but I'm pretty sure there was a part of him that thought a part of why his dad was such an asshole was that he didn't look like him. He looked like his mom. You know, my dad looks so much like my grandma. It's so crazy. You know, it's why I look at her photos. I'm like, damn, I'm gonna look like that someday. Especially because we don't have a lot of photos of like her brothers. I don't specifically. I've seen very few photos of her family when they were young. It's funny. I have more photos of my dad's side of the family when they were younger than my dad's mom. And I have never met those people before in my life. I think I was saying before the stream, I was telling Sam, my dad got invited, at one point I think I was a teenager, my dad got invited to like one of their family reunions, some summer thing, event that the Ball family, my dad's dad's side of the family was holding. He was telling me about it, and he kind of like had this funny smile on his face. I was like, "So we're going to Tennessee then? That's where they're from, is Tennessee." And I was like, "We're going to Tennessee?" And he's like, "No, absolutely not." I think that side of the family was not people he wanted me to know. I'm pretty sure my grandpa would have called me a slur if he ever had met me, so. Hey, that's not half bad. I think I need to get rid of some of this shadow in the eye, but other than that, it's not terrible. I'll go back to put my blender over here. I don't think I want that one, I want this one. Yeah. Shrink that down. Go in over here. I add a highlight. Let's draw this over. There's a little under eye. Gonna go a little smaller. A little more flow. I probably need a lot more flow. That size. There we go. Nope. Didn't quite nail that angle. There we go. I think it's better. Let's check that out. I know it looks kind of lopsided, but this kid's face kind of lopsided. No offense to him. He ended up a stud, so I don't think he would be upset. I don't know. It doesn't look half bad to me. What do you think? Should I do any of this background?
Maybe just the cat.
Okay. I don't draw animals enough either, so along with big puffy coat, which I don't normally draw, I'm gonna try and do cat, which I also don't normally draw. Although, as I was saying, I have done cats before for a commission, and hey, they turned out pretty good, so I'm hopeful. Shoot, I forgot which brush I was using. That's probably right. Is this the end of the cat's tail? Yeah, okay. Let's try and knock this out in just a few strokes. Let's push this up just a little. Ooh, too big. Shrink that down for the little kitty ears. I think the ear shape is one of the hardest parts of drawing animals. It's the same reason why I need a reference for an ear when I draw an elf. It's like, damn, I really don't know how to do that freehand. It's unnatural. My brain can't process. Till I can look at an actual ear and go, okay, I can see how this could be more point. I have a little more point this year, thank you. Oh, right. White cat fur, white snow, totally washed. Okay, let's handle that later.
Well,
Let's do this.
Are you going to be doing the background? Do we have to worry about the snow?
No, but with this boot that got all washed out as well, it means a little bit different of an approach because of the digital medium. But not too crazy or nothing. Yeah. Oh, let's use that underline instead of the actual paw here.
What about something to say to everybody that didn't come here because they didn't think it was going to be what it was?
Just too much.
He says that now, but I'm hella going to go home and touch myself. I am into that.
There we go.
I'm totally down for that. No. Video, right? This is your final thoughts. What do you think? How this weekend go?
I think people suck assholes and trash, but I fucking rock.
Yeah, word.
I can't talk anymore.
What about a mission? What about something to say to everybody that didn't come here because they didn't think it was going to be what it was?
Yeah, this cat might be a little bit rough, but that's okay. I think I might just smooth it out afterwards.
Go home and touch myself. I am into that. Down for that. No.
You're gonna break up this line a little bit. Oh, that's see? Okay. Alright, so here's what we're gonna do. Then I'm gonna get real small.
Oh, really?
See if this does anything. Perfect. Okay.
About the weekend, kid.
Lightning.
What do you want to do? You got any thoughts on it?
It was a moment.
What about a message to anybody that wasn't here that should be here next year?
Missed out. Missed the party. Missed out.
Alright. Let's lose the ref. Let's go to
I like
the... Thank you. Now we're gonna just smooth this out real quick. Real quick by kind of create some shadow while we're at it. Just using the digital paint, and kind of where I was rushing through some of these lines as kind of a way to do a little bit of shape and shadow here. And we love shape and shadow, don't we? Gives form to the universe. There we go. Yeah, it's interesting having you watch. It's like, I guess I'm used to the stream. I'm used to Sam watch, but you've known me through so many different phases of me being an artist. It's a little different.
Oh yeah?
Yeah.
In what way?
Well, I don't know. I guess. Because like you've seen a lot of. I mean, we were living together when I was doing a lot of paintings that I have that I've done, and making all kind. I mean, we were making music together since forever. So this is just, it's such a different medium, and like in a way that I know I haven't really experienced before. And I'm able to work a lot differently than I would have at a lot of those points. Just a little bit more, yeah, I don't know. In some ways it feels like digital art was such a cheat code for me, I guess. That... Yeah, it's made a big difference, and not just, like, I could see how I've improved as a digital artist over time, but I can also see how doing digital has helped me improve, like, physical art as well. I don't know.
What would have been cooler than fucking not being here this weekend? I love fucking being here this weekend. Would just be like the shit in comparison to us not being here. As far as I'm concerned. Right now, this is happening. This is happening.
Let's switch brushes real quick. Just rough in a little bit of this shading. And I'm going to call it on this drawing. A more smeary brush that I like to use than that washy one that I had. And see how this looks. Take the reference. There we go. Actually, I quite like that. Yeah.
Me as well.
Yeah, that was all a single layer. I usually do half a dozen or more. So yeah, let's start a new piece. That was fun. Sam was saying I should try and do this one, but change the background, so you know, flying through the air or something like that. I think
Of
that
course,
was where
yes.
I was going. But I do really like this drawing. I might want to, you know what? Let me see if I can kind of just throw in a big cartoon of this. Like, let's see how fast I can do something like that. Make us look a little bit like this basic image, but a little cartoony. So
Calvin and Hobbes over there.
let me try and break this image down because
Stimpy.
I'm still just I'm trying to improve. Okay, that wasn't. I was making sure that was not alcohol. But yeah, I'm not a cartoon person. A lot of the time, it's something that I'm still getting kind of used to doing. So I'm gonna see if I can't rough this in real quick. Let's just grab a color for pants. Find something kind of in the middle, like right around here. Perfect. Let's rough in this pant. Oh, undo. Bigger. I guess I should probably do an outline if I'm making this cartoon, huh? I'll do the outline later. It's fine. It's fine. Outline over the color. That's how everyone works, right? Alright, let's... Basically, I want to break down the shapes. That's ultimately the name of the game in cartooning, right? Break down the shapes, simplify them. And that's a cartoon. And that's Amore. I know it looks like I just covered up those belt loops because I did, but I will also remember that they are there. Don't worry. They will come back. Belt loops are important. And I don't want you to think I'm trying to deny the existence of belt loops on this pair of pants. We've already gone over my toxic traits, okay? It's just the one I mentioned that I definitely haven't forgotten. Yeah, singular. One. Just the one. Just the one. Alright. I have to try and get my butt on the ground. Sometimes it's hard to draw where your butt interacts with ground. I don't know if you've ever experienced this in drawing before. But. No, I don't know why I did that. I'm doing a cartoon. Why am I trying to do everything perfect? Jeez. Okay, that's pretty good. Let's see, did I leave any gaps? Let's just see what that looks like. Let's fill this in. Them a pants. That's what I see. Alright, let's do Zach's. Zach, let's grab a color from the middle here of the palette. These are like the darkest, this is the brightest. Let's say like right around here. Is it the same color? No, perfect. I'm just gonna start right here. Bob Ross said make sounds, and I took that personally. Let's do it like this. Nope. That's close. No, you know what? I see something now. Let me try this instead. Okay. Alright, this is the third or fourth time I'm realizing I'm not going very fast. So that's true. This is very true. Let's see, any breaks? We're good. Let's fill that in. See what it looks like. Alright, let's try something silly just for funsies. I'm gonna hit those. Oops. Oops. Check that out. Oh, didn't work. Almost. Almost, Weston. I'm just trying to grab that line and see if it'll just do the lines. Because this doesn't fill to the edge. That worked pretty good. Now I don't have to do the outline. I hate outlining. Yay! Well, I still have to do a considerable bit of outlining, but that at least tells me that we're on the right track with this. And that's good. So let's grab a middle of this color spectrum. Get right around here. You know what? I'm gonna pop in a new layer just to do underneath, making things a little less complicated for myself in the future. Is that just like a clown balloon in my mouth? I really don't know.
I think it's like a sour straw, like a candy. It looks like we're eating candy.
I was gonna say, why am I blowing into it then? But that actually makes perfect sense for me. I don't know why I was asking that. Yeah, because I was like, why the hell do we have these? Like, none of us know how to blow animal. Why do we have? Why am I blowing on one? What is with this photo? But But yeah, it does make more sense. Yeah. Ugh. No thanks. Dang, okay. That's Zach's jacket. There we go. Let's throw these cuffs on. Outline the hand. And whatever this sour punch straw. And it could be. Okay. Yeah. That's good. I think. Is that? Nope. Let's connect that. And. I think we're good. Oh no, I didn't do the bottom line because I forgot it was there because of the layer. If you make your if you make things easier for yourself, remember that. You did that. It's good. My artist tip for the day. Oh no, we didn't do it good. Alright, let's try again. Start from the top. No, I'm kidding. Where is the line break? Oh, right there. Okay. You know, this giant obvious gap. Okay. Fabulous. Alright. There we go. Brown jacket. Map jacket. Go. Man, I wish I still had this jacket. I don't remember what I did with it. I think I got rid of it when we were moving to Los Angeles. No, sir. I don't like it. Let's change that up real quick. There we go. Perfect. Okay. And let's do... Man, we're gonna have to use the highlight color because that is a very dark jacket you were wearing, my friend.
Wow, 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 wow. Wow.
Oh shoot, okay. You know what we're gonna do? We're gonna do my ignore the bird trick and just lower the opacity a lot, and then I'm gonna just draw on top of it. Because I want to make sure I get this jacket line right. No, it's not gonna work. Okay, so what we're gonna do, we're just gonna make a new one. New layer, it's fine. Oh, you know what? I'm not gonna do that. Don't listen to me, I'm a liar!
Oh, you backtracker. I'm on
All
notice now, by the way. I got the notice from my dad, because he's just supposed to bring something by for me in about half an hour.
Oh, groovy. Well, hello, welcome to the stream.
Yeah, I'm here now. Like, actively here, not just, like, lurking in the background while I do other shit.
Are you audible on the stream?
Yeah.
Okay, cool.
Okay. Oopsie, that's not what I wanted. Oh wait, yes it is. There we go.
So, what exactly was, if you can remember, because this was like, what, a decade ago? What was going on in this photo, exactly?
Oh, okay, so yeah, now, pretty sure this is either sophomore or junior year, so closer to 2 decades. And me and Zach went to our friend's house. They were twins. I don't think they want to be probably brought up right now. Maybe they do. I don't know. I'll ask them later.
It's Mario
But
and
I'm not going to say
Luigi.
their names now. Yeah, our friends had a house that sometimes, like, you couldn't, like, party, but they would have people over often, and it was kind of like a pretty chill place. Their mom was really, like, she wasn't, like, irresponsible cool. She was, like, just genuinely kind of cool. Like, they had rapiers in the house, and she would always let me borrow movies from her, and that's how I watched, like, Taxi Driver and Eraserhead the first time, and, like, she was awesome. And they were really good pals of ours. So, yeah, I think we went over to their house. They were having a few people over while their mom wasn't there. And, just hung out, ate candy. I don't think, this wasn't the night we went and played trick-or-treating. I don't think you were there for that.
Wait, playing trick-or-treating?
Yeah. You guys might have heard the story. I might have even told this story on stream before. Yeah, maybe I haven't, because you obviously... Yeah, so, like I said, their house was kind of like somewhere you could go to hang out and blow off some steam and maybe act a fool, because their parent wasn't home all the time. Anyway. So, yeah, I don't think Zach was there this night. And even if he was, I wouldn't implicate him. So we went out. This is the middle of, like, probably the summer in Reading. So it's very clearly not Christmas or Halloween. And we went trick-or-treating in their neighborhood anyway.
How did it go?
Oh, well, not well, if you hadn't caught the vibe yet. It started out fine. We went to a couple of different houses that, you know, people were like, laughed, thought it was funny, gave us, like, I think someone gave us an apple or a potato or something.
Nice.
But, you know, they didn't live, like, they lived near our high school. So if you're listening and you know. We got to a house about halfway around their block, and as soon as, it was probably like 9 of us, as soon as we pull up into their driveway to go knock on their door, we get hit by the garage. The light above the garage door comes on, and then the light out in front of the house, like by the front door, goes on. Like, and I figured they were a sensor light. We keep walking. We make it like 3 more paces before literal redneck gorilla comes flying out of the house with a handgun. And is telling us we need to get the fuck out of there, and we just booked, like, you know, it wasn't a thought, we just moved.
Yeah.
I honestly probably stayed there longer than I should have, making sure everybody got out of there safe. There was a couple of people left, as I was, like, trying to be like, you know, don't instigate, we're done here, we're done, let's go, let's move. And as we're, like, you know, we're getting away from the house, we're like, you know, we've made some distance. And the guy was upset, but seemed to just go back into his house when we left.
Can I ask you a quick question? How isolated was this house from, like, other houses?
This was in a suburb.
Yeah, this is total suburb.
So, like, there's a next door neighbor.
There are
Multiple.
neighbors every which way.
Wow. See, I would call what he did a bit of an overreaction.
Yeah, well, it's not there. That honestly is what we should have expected. That's honestly the reality of it. So we're a little bit away from the house. We think we're in the clear when we hear the garage door open and a big ass truck fly down the street. And I don't remember who yelled it. I think we just said scatter. And everyone kind of went their own direction. We made it to like near the front of their house, and I said, everyone like go hide for like a few minutes in case this guy's following us, and then come back to the house in like 5 minutes as long as you're not being followed, because this guy is obviously, you know, unstable. Probably has like a lot of something in the house he shouldn't have. So I do that. I'm running basically to a hiding spot. And I hear the truck pull around the neighbor, or the bend in the block that they live on. And it's just gunning it down the street towards us. And I take off. There's someone in front of me, taller, skinnier, just real scrappy looking kid. And he's faster than me, so I lose him. But I'm able to jump into the bushes, kind of around a slight bend in the road, hoping that they missed me do it. There's plenty of anyway, so I'm hiding behind the shrubbery that I just dove over. When I see the truck pass by, on the ground, I can see it underneath me, and they're just crawling. They're just crawling by. And all I hear is, "Where are you at? Where are you at?"
Jeez.
I swear to God, just like this. And
That's
my fucking blood runs ice. And I wait for the truck to pass, and I wait a little longer so that it doesn't, in case they're hiding out. I'm super paranoid, just genuinely, naturally.
You know, it's fair.
This didn't help.
Came out with a gun. Didn't want to talk, came out with a gun.
Yeah, no, I mean, just to start with, I'm just a generally paranoid human being. And this, it definitely sets me on edge and validates all of my fears. So I was like, okay, I'm just going to hide here for another few minutes, and then I'll go back to the house. Like I said, like the plan. When I make it back to the house, I'm like, oh, God, everybody all right? Is everybody here? And they're like, yeah, we're fine. We're all here. And I'm like, cool, okay, good. So what happened? Where did everybody go? When did you all get back, or something like that? And somebody's like, oh, we all ran straight here. And I was like, you're fucking shitting me. No, we heard you say scatter, or someone said scatter, so we all just bounced and went in different directions, but then we came directly here. And I was like, oh, that's probably not great. And basically, while we're talking about this, we see the fucking how the trucks have the light rack on top. We see those flip literally through their front room window. And they just sit there. They sit there parked with their high beams on, with those things running, flooding the living room with light. We close the drapes, lock the doors, and all of us basically get a weapon. And we're prepared for the shit to absolutely fucking hit the fan. We sit there in the dark in this house, 8 or 9 of us, all just scared shitless, ready for a fight, until somebody unlocks the door from the outside and opens it, and it's their mom. And we're sitting there just waiting for the lights to turn off, and we're like, oh my God, I can't, get down, we don't want you to, there's some shit going on you should know about. And she's like, what's going on? Why are you all hiding in the dark with weapons? What's wrong with you all? And we kind of tell her what happened, and she's like, oh my God, you guys. She goes outside and talks to whoever's in the truck. They leave. She walks back in and is like, it's fine. I told them we'd call the cops if they didn't leave, and you guys are fine. Don't worry about it. It's not a big deal. Night goes on, basically nothing happened after that. But I will never forget that moment. It is one of the scariest moments of my entire life, and I will never forget it.
See, I would have jumped to calling the police so fast. We went to go and try and trick or treat at this guy's door, and he pulled a gun on us.
Yeah, I mean, you know, to be fair, half of the people in that room with me had terrible experiences with cops, either relating to their childhood or any number of things. So none of us really trusted or liked the cops. So
I mean, I can understand that. I did not care for them much either, but in that sort of like emergency situation, yeah, I would have fucking called the cops. There's no way I'm in the wrong when I've had a gun pulled on me.
Yeah.
I'm such a I'm paranoid about things in a different way. I'd be like, we can't call the cops, they're gonna arrest us for trick-or-treating on a non-Halloween night.
No, honestly, 100% that factored into it.
I personally am either an idiot or I'm like stupid brave, because like I will just like if I see cops coming up to us, I will move towards them and say, hey, what's up, what's going on, and like just try and figure out what's going on to see what the problem is. I tried to do like a phytoplankton viewing, sort of like little shindig, over at the coast in California one night, and like maybe like a dozen and a half people showed up just to kind of hang out. We had a little bit of music going, and like a couple hours go by, and then the cops show up, and everyone's like, oh my god, the cops are here. And like meanwhile, I have a pipe in my pocket, like just hanging out in my sweater pocket as I'm walking up to these cops and going, hey, what's going on? Is there a problem?
Yeah, no, that's...
And they just basically told me, hey, you don't have permits for this. And then I said, whoa, I didn't know I had to have permits. Where do I get permits? And they're like, no, you have to leave. I'm like, oh, you can't tell me where I can get permits? What if I want to do this in the future? Yeah, so basically the cops just came and like kicked us out, but like everyone else was super freaked out, and like meanwhile, I'm walking up to the two cars with the bright lights. I'm like, I'm a tiny little woman.
Dang.
Whatever they do to me, if it's bad, it's not gonna be good optics for them.
Yeah.
Everyone here has a cell phone.
I mean, at this point, I really wonder how much they care about optics, but I definitely can understand there's a certain hope, right? We hope.
Oh, yeah, well, if the optics aren't bad for them in just that moment, I would make it bad for them.
Oh yeah, I can count on that. I believe that 100%.
Yeah, it would have been all over YouTube, everywhere, if they had laid a hand on me, but they were actually super chill. They're like, yeah, you just can't do that. We can't really tell you where to get a permit, just do better next time. You guys gotta leave.
Cops, girl bossing it up. Just do better!
Yeah, like, we're not gonna tell you how to fix this problem, we're just gonna tell you next time, look more into it.
I love.
But that's, you know, Sonoma County Police. They're a little bit of a different breed. Not too different, but a little bit different. They deal with a lot of hippies.
Right, I have to draw a collar.
Yeah, I
don't
wasn't
hate
there.
drawing collars.
I wasn't there for that trick-or-treating night, but I remember hearing the story about it like the next day or something.
Where are you at, boy? It's my
Oh
favorite.
my gosh, how stereotypical.
I know. It's amazing.
I mean, when you have that mindset, it's like a dream come true. Like, oh, someone's trying to break into my house. It's not like a nightmare. It's like, yes! I get to flaunt my machoism around.
I mean, I feel like he should have, like, paid closer attention. Like, who comes up to, like, break into somebody's houses, like, just walking up, the floodlight comes on or whatever, they see it, and then they don't stop and just walk up in the light.
Yeah, I mean, I'm telling you, I don't think this man really cared or thought we were trying to rob him. I'm almost positive they had some kind of, I don't know how much I can actually say this on stream, but they had some kind of illicit science lab, if you Catch my drift?
Ah.
Okay.
I'm
That
pretty
makes
sure is
more
probably
sense.
why they were so defensive of the space.
Yeah,
That definitely makes
it's all
more sense
coming
now.
together now.
Yeah, I was gonna say, like, maybe this guy, like, has money that he owes to some loan shark or something. He's worried somebody's coming after him.
Yeah, he's paranoid for a different reason. Yeah.
And, well, there you go. There's the lesson, is, don't jump to conclusions.
And probably don't do the play trick-or-treating thing. I don't recommend it anyway. It did not work out for me.
I feel like
Yeah.
once you're in, like, junior year of high school, that's probably a little bit too sketchy. I do definitely remember doing that sort of thing when I was younger. Like, preteen. Maybe even, like, young teen middle school. Just because there was nothing to do where I lived.
Yeah, Sonoma's crazy. Like, I didn't realize how similar the vibe was. Just one is super kind of like liberal and weird in that way, and then one is like super conservative and weird in that way.
Mm-hmm.
But when I met Tisha, that's when it all kind of like made more sense. Like, I think they came up to Reading with me one time, and were like, "Yeah, this reminds me of home." It's actually bigger than Sonoma if you don't consider the rest of the county.
Mm-hmm.
The town of Reading is.
Areas, yeah.
Yeah, I think the town of Reading even has like a bigger population than Sonoma proper.
I feel like I've driven past or through Reading maybe a handful of times, and you do tend to have, like, nicer businesses. Like, I think there was a Best Buy there. There's no Best Buy in Sonoma. We have a
Right,
Radio
because-
Shack.
Exactly, yeah. It had a lot of, especially by the time we were in high school. Like, it didn't have a ton of that. We had Shopko growing up, but by the time we were in high school, you know, the Hot Topic had made it over there into the mall that was renovated recently, and you know, there was like the Best Buy that got put in and things like that that were kind of like seemed so hip at the time, especially. Like, oh, we're really moving up in the world in Reading, dude. Yeah. Alright, what's this look like if I pull it all together? It's not bad. Okay.
For a second, it just looked like you were wearing cartoon clothes.
Yeah, right? This is
It's like
Who
an
Framed
aha
Roger
video.
Rabbit.
This is a Scanner Darkly, the comic strip.
There you go.
Yeah. Didn't oh man, what's his name? That director, Linkletter.
Yeah.
Didn't he just put out another movie that was another like drawn over kind of vibe recently?
I feel like, yeah. There was something.
I can't remember the title of it, but I think it's on Netflix. Shouts out to Linkletter. I don't know. Like, I don't go to like every movie that he ever puts out, but
Yeah.
I can appreciate the work, you know?
He's got a vision, and he doesn't give a shit about, like, if it's actually going to do well at the box office. So he just actually, like, does the art he wants to do. And I totally appreciate that.
Yeah. By the way, you know, if you're listening to this, Mr. Linkletter, I am available. You can hire me. Sam too. I'm sure Zach would like a job as well, but we're very well trained actors.
I don't care about the job, just know that I really, really appreciate Waking Life. That was, like, a life-changing movie for me.
Yeah, there's a lot of his movies I still need to see. Boyhood and Bernie.
Oh, Bernie's solid, dude. I love that one.
Yeah, I still need to see that.
You know, the
It's
sequels
definitely
are
one of
weird,
those,
though. Weekend at Bernie's, very strange.
that movie was like one of the first times I heard like people complaining about like rehabilitating somebody who did terrible things, like in a like as a criticism to media. It's like one of the first times I'd heard that argument. It was really interesting. Because yeah, I could see obviously how the harm that that person could have caused their community and all that, but damn, that movie is so good. Jack Black fucking kills it. It's like, I'm sorry, dude. I'm sorry, dude. I'm sorry. But it's true.
I like how Jack Black went from like being this like guy in the comedic band to being the funny guy in movies to being the serious guy in movies, and now he's gone back to just being like the goofy dude on YouTube.
Well, you know what's funny is some of his earliest roles were kind of dramatic. Like, do you ever see? You haven't. Almost no one has. Have you seen the Jackal with Richard Gere and Bruce Willis?
I cannot say that I have.
So that is an early Jack Black appearance, in one of his earliest in film, and it is it's a little silly, but it's still like, you know, a serious role. So yeah, dude's always had chops. I guess that's what I'm trying to say.
So now the big question I have here, Weston, is are you going to include the red eye reflection from the camera in your recreation of this?
That's just the color of my eyes, Sam. What do you mean?
Oh, you and Margaret Thatcher have the same thing. I understand.
Oh, wow. That is uncalled for. Ouch.
I just mean in terms of she could not take a photo without red eye showing up.
Wow. I'm never forgiving you. Dare you compare me to Margaret Thatcher ever in any way? Unforgivable.
You don't want to be an Iron Lady?
No. If I will say loudly and proudly anytime anyone asks me, fuck Margaret Thatcher, fuck Ronnie Reagan. They did untold amounts of damage to the planet and to society, and I wish them nothing but an uncomfortable afterlife. One that preferably burns hotter than any sun in the universe.
You mean you don't want to adamantly defend the Falkland Islands even though there's no real reason to?
Thank you, Sam. No.
There's so many bumbles in that. I will say, the movie The Iron Lady was solid. I enjoyed watching it.
Speaking of rehabilitating history's great villains.
No, I thought it was a great examination of all of the weird fumbles that were made.
Oh, really? Interesting.
Yeah.
I just figure anytime... Wasn't it, who played,
That was, Meryl Streep.
Okay. Yeah, I just figure anytime they give Meryl Streep a role, it's like, it's meant to show, you know, some amount of sympathy because of how much everyone loves, Meryl Streep.
No, I mean,
but,
like, she also was, like, she was in Doubt. Do you remember that?
That's a great movie.
Doubt's that's the Priest movie, right? With Philip Seymour Hoffman.
Yes.
I haven't seen it. I know of the play and stuff like that, but it all just sounds. I didn't. It's a lot. I didn't want to do that to myself.
I mean,
I never have actually tried.
That's fair, but that's like all about gray morals.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
The church and gray morals? That's weird.
I know,
It feels incongruent, right?
Everything's so black
feel
and
like-
white.
Yeah. Strange how that works.
How you doing with that nose?
Well, you just saw that. We're gonna see in a second. Is it cartoony? Is the question, and that's okay. That's cartoony.
I think it's cartoony in the right way.
Thank you. Yeah, you know, like I was saying earlier, it's a lot of I'm still getting used to like figuring out how to like take something and make it cartoony. Like the aesthetics are something that's always kind of escaped me. I know how to make something that approximates something like a cartoon, but cartooning is a very specific style of art that I've never really been able to figure out.
It's tricky, especially like what I've seen a lot in your work is like attention to detail and especially fine detail, where cartooning is really like the opposite of that. You're trying to abstract and simplify.
Precisely, yeah, exactly. And that's something I have always struggled with. I want to take in everything and put it all out there. But sometimes you have to make those decisions where it's like, what do you want to keep? What's okay to lose, you know?
Mm-hmm.
And with stuff like that, like right now I'm just trying to fly through this because it's already 4:56. So I have about a half an hour to finish whatever I'm going to do in this piece.
Oh yeah, by
Not
the
that
way,
I couldn't go in later, but...
If I gotta pop off of mic for a little bit, it's only because my dad showed up to drop off some stuff.
Yeah, no sweat. Do your thing.
Alright, thank you. Thanks
Thank
for
you.
reminding me that it was getting close to 5. I lose track of time super easily.
Yeah, same. I know that feeling very well.
I'm gonna use it to my
did I get
advantage
any of my
later, though.
patches?
Oh, what was that?
Oh, nothing. I'm sorry. I got myself distracted trying to think of if I remembered to put any of my patches from this old jacket on here.
There's
And none of them are visible, so
there's
I
like
don't need
a
to do
button
that.
on your collar.
Yeah, it's literally a hot topic Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles button that I don't have anymore, but I don't think I need to draw it. It's fine.
Okay.
You know what? I can do that. It's not. Why am I resisting?
You can really
Weston.
make that pin anything you want it to be.
Well, here's what I also could do. Is just make a little circle and then fill it in with green and call it done.
Yeah.
So easy. Boom.
See, you do know how to
Perfect.
cartoon.
Yeah. I see it exactly. I just
You just need to
make
stop
it as
there.
I need to stop thinking. Yeah.
I wish I had that old shirt still, a Brack
Dude.
t-shirt.
Yeah, that'd be a collectible now, homie.
Oh my gosh, yeah. I just realized that that's what that was.
Yeah, it's at first I didn't. I was like, "What am I wearing? What is that?" But then when he zoomed in, I was like, "Oh, it's Brack! I missed the Brack show."
Now, was that Brack from the Brack Show, or was that Brack from Space
Oh,
Ghost
yes.
Coast to Coast?
No, it was Brack from the Brack show because I enjoyed the Brack show a lot more than Space Ghost Coast to Coast. Although I do enjoy both.
Especially now. I liked Space Ghost Coast to Coast when I was younger, but I didn't get it. You know, I just watched it because I was like, yeah, I'm sure this is supposed to be funny. I just don't understand it, and I'm gonna try.
Yeah.
You know, I'm like little kids watching things that were definitely not meant for them. You know, it's like I'm gonna just pretend I know what's going on to feel cool.
Yeah.
See, my mom loved talk shows, especially around that time, so I understood what the joke was, and I loved it for like the weird little bits that they would sometimes do, like when the hot dog men would interrupt the broadcast.
I
God.
do not recall that.
You don't remember the hot dog men?
No.
Oh my gosh. They were just like little pieces of hot dog that would like be puppeted, basically like stick puppets. And they would just pop in every once in a while, like talk about them taking over or something like that. And then they eventually they'd regain the broadcast and they'd come back with like another guest or something like that.
Just one of the many weird little bits they'd throw in there basically every episode.
Yeah! And like Zorak was a drummer.
Yeah.
He was like the studio drummer for the show.
Yeah.
I remember-
Yeah.
I remember Zorak had a lot of good lines. I would laugh at him a lot.
Yeah, Zorak was like kind of relatable because he basically would just ask Space Ghost a lot of time, what the fuck are you talking about? And it was what you were thinking.
He just kind of shit on him.
Yeah. Also, what you were thinking? Yeah.
It was
Oh,
almost
man.
like a precursor to the Eric Andre show because
Really?
yeah,
Totally.
a lot of the time the guests didn't know what was going on. I gotta pop out for a second. I'll be
Exactly.
right back.
Yeah, I think even Eric would admit admit to that. I mean, and it's on, you know, both premiered on Adult Swim and all that. It's in the lineage, you know. It's in the meta. All right. That is basically. Oh, I have to draw your face. That's right.
Or at least some sunglasses.
Now this one.
Yeah,
There
get
we
that
go.
Taco Bell hat. So I think this has to be junior year, because that's when I was working. I don't think I was working when I was a sophomore.
Oh yeah. Okay. Good call. So yeah, this would have been. So that's like 2003, junior. We graduated 2005, so 2003 or 4.
I mean, it depends if it was like during the school year or during the summer, because I think that maybe this is the summer. No, this would be junior year, because I was like growing out my hair.
Yeah.
And then I colored it senior year. So I think it's junior
Oh.
year, but the hair doesn't look super long, so it's gonna be like earlier in the year, because once it was like Jim Morrison long, that was like the end of that school year.
Yeah. I mean, we're in jackets and pants, so it's definitely not Reading summer, you know.
Yeah, exactly. So this is probably fall of, I guess, 03. That's my guess.
That sounds about right. It's crazy, man.
How'd this weekend go?
Just about 20 years.
Yep.
Can't talk anymore.
What about a mission? What about something to say to everybody that
All right.
didn't come here
That's
because
basically that. Let me just throw in
Oh,
some
you
color.
I hope you had fun.
You got to get those shades, man.
Oh, they're in there, my bro.
Says that now, but I'm
Oh,
gonna
okay.
go home and touch myself.
Oh, I gotta give you eyebrows though. That's for sure.
Totally down for that.
Yeah. Oh, I'm watching the Twitch stream. It's a little bit delayed, so.
Okay, perfect.
Looks like assholes in the trash.
Yeah, it'll be appearing as you say it then.
What about something to say to everybody that didn't come here because they didn't think it was going to be what it was?
I hope you had fun standing home touching yourself.
He says that now, but I'm hella going to go home and touch myself. I am into that.
I am totally down for that.
No.
I'm gonna make sure I remember to leave these reflections in my fill here.
I don't. I think they're gonna look like eyeballs.
No, yeah, for sure.
Oh, really?
Let's see.
Say about the
especially at
Oh,
first.
there you go. Okay, there you go. No, you're good. Because you colored it in.
What about a message to anybody that wasn't here that should be here next year?
Missed out. Missed the party.
Oopsie.
That's too bad, too. Straight up.
Hella bad, right?
Let's see.
What would have been cooler than fucking not being here this weekend? Nothing. Hella fucking being here this weekend would just be like
Cool
shit
cats.
in comparison to of not being here. As far as I'm concerned.
Chase some cool cats in a small town. Oh wait, I can't do that. You're right.
Yeah.
Oopsie. What layer am I supposed to be on? You know what we're gonna do? I'm just gonna merge them all. And then I don't have to worry about this anymore because I'm almost done. I'm almost out of time. I've got another 20 or so minutes. I'm just filling color here. Okay, so what we're gonna have to do, I need to outline a little bit more before I can just dump color. Unfortunately, or fortunately, I don't know. Oh, that's what happened. I didn't draw this candy wrapper you've got in your hands. So let me just do that real quickly.
Well, some things never change. I want some candy now.
That sounds pretty nice, frankly. Tuesdays are crazy. Super busy Tuesdays. I'm sure you know all about that. There we go. Okay, so let me see if that's all I needed. If not, it's okay. If so, awesome. No! Where did that come from? No, it can't have happened then. It's fine. I can fix. Just unexpected.
Oh, really? What do you have to say about the weekend, kid?
Lightning.
What about a message to anybody that wasn't here that should be here next year?
Missed out. Missed the party.
Okay.
Straight up.
Oh, I thought that was supposed to be
What would have been cooler than fucking not being here?
like a strand of hair.
Hella fucking being here this
It could have been, but it was not supposed to be.
of not being here. As far as I'm concerned. Right now, this is happening.
Wait, mine. Yeah, okay, that's the issue.
Thoughts? What you think? How'd this weekend go?
I think people suck assholes and trash.
Yeah, word.
Can't talk anymore.
What about a mission? What about something to say to everybody that didn't come here because they didn't think it was what it was?
I hope you had fun standing home touching yourself.
He says that now, but I'm hella gonna go home and touch myself. I'm into that.
I am totally down for that.
No,
Yeah, I think I only went to the twins' house like once or twice. I think you and a crew spent more time there than I ever did.
Yeah, I think you were there because a girl you liked was there.
Sounds about right.
what about a message to anybody that wasn't here that should be here next year?
Missed out. Missed the party. That's too bad, too. Straight up.
Hella bad, right? What would have been cooler?
Yeah, I guess some things don't change.
Hella fucking being here this weekend would just be like the shit in comparison to of not being here. As far as I'm concerned.
Eating candy,
This is happening. This is happening.
chasing love.
It's so funny.
It's my memoir.
Chasing love and candy.
Yeah.
The story of Z.J. Wallace. All right. Oh yeah, I need to make eyeballs and reflections for the both of us.
Some pupils.
Perfect. Okay. Leaving it. Just a little touch up here and there.
I have a gray nostril.
A great one? Oh,
A
I
gray
see.
nostril.
Good eye. Good eye. Mate.
Thank
Good
you.
eye. Good eye, mate. Sorry, I couldn't help it. And let's do a little gray right there. Boop. Boop. Oh, that looks kind of rough, but that's okay. Bop, 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 bop. All right. Perfect. All right. Oh, I forgot to draw my shoes. It's too late. It's too late. But that is me and CaptainZach, one of my oldest buds, and when we were just wee lads. And yeah, I really like this photo.
Yeah, it turned out really good.
And thanks for joining me, man. It meant the world. It wouldn't have been the same without you today.
Oh yeah. It is my pleasure. In fact, I wrote something while you were drawing.
Yeah, would you want to read it?
Yeah, I will share it with you. I wrote this. I don't know. I felt inspired by something you said. You said, shape and shadow. Shape and shadow. Fresh paint on an aged photo. Stealing time already stolen. Voices silent, memories spoken. Old muses, new musings, colored minds, coloring.
Fuck yeah, dude. I love that. Thank you. That's...
Yeah. Something to remember our time.
Everybody still hanging out with us in the chat. It's interesting. I've mentioned earlier, me and Zach have worked together on a couple of different projects, but that's underselling it. Me and Zach have been working on art projects together since like right around before, just a little bit before that photo was taken. I think we started making movies in sophomore year when you started doing drama, right? It was drama 2, right? You were coming into class and hanging out.
Sneaking over from student council.
Yeah. So that was where, like, me and Zach had known each other since, like, I think probably when I moved to Reading in 4th grade. But that was the year where we got really close, doing improv together, and yeah, it is a creative collaboration that exists to this day. And I just, I love this guy. If you have a Zach or a Weston in your life, hold on to him. And sometimes you need a fucking break from each other. But we've been there. We've had ups, we've had downs, and I gotta tell you, I love this guy more than just about anybody on this fucking planet. And it's been a incredibly fruitful, incredibly encouraging relationship that we're always able to kind of bounce off of each other, either creatively or sometimes emotionally. Sometimes it's just good to know that you have someone who knows you this well, that you can hit up, call, ask an advice, or anything. Ask a recipe for a meal that you shared together once years ago, or something like that. So if you have a friend like that in your life, you guys can work it out if you ever have problems. I promise you. Just give it time, give it patience and understanding and love. And, I assure you, time will heal all wounds. That and good communication.
Yeah. Yep.
Well, I think I've still got a little bit of time, but if I'm going to be honest, I didn't take a break yet today during this stream, so I'm raring to go to the potty. Sam, are you still with us?
I think she had to step out, so.
All right, well then I guess we're streaming until she gets back, which is fine. But yeah, I didn't cry. So if you had voted in the Instagram poll, I'm sorry. I was wrong too. I voted I would. I definitely thought I was going to cry today. But you know,
I think we got close though. I think there was a small, a small shimmer, a little close up on a little pooling in the eyeball. I can't see you, so I can't confirm. But that was my guess.
Well, you wouldn't be wrong. It's definitely one of those moments. I had a couple, of course, this stream where I got choked up, and you know, just no rainfall, no precipitation. But yeah, these were emotional subjects. I mean,
Yep.
Yeah, one of my oldest buddies, and literally my oldest buddy. You know, I mean, I didn't know this kid, but I knew the man he grew into, and I wouldn't be here for any number of reasons. You know, he had his trouble at home, and so did I. Luckily, he did a lot of work to not be part of that problem in a major way. Unfortunately, it was people who hadn't learned that lesson the hard way that, you know, you have to improve generationally. And I'm super fortunate that when stuff got really difficult, I could trust this guy. In fact, both the people that I drew, because yeah, that's something I didn't even mention today. I was, you know, kicked out of the home I was living in with the other parent when I was in high school, and I went to go live with Zach. That was like a big part of it. And between my dad and Zach, that support system was basically all I really had for most of my senior year, other than my Aunt Mary. I don't think my Aunt Mary listens to the streams, but you know, I'm sure if she was listening, she'd be glad to know I didn't forget, because she was there too. But it was one of the toughest times, you know, a young person's life. They're, you know, just barely an adult. Suddenly, you're facing a really difficult situation. And if it wasn't for my good buddy Zach and his family and my pops, things would have been very different. You probably wouldn't be talking to me right now.
Well, I am glad that we are.
Me too, brother. Couldn't be happier. You know, this picture of this cat isn't half bad. I'm pretty happy with that.
I think it kind of sells the perspective.
Oh, totally. It makes my dad look that much more childlike and small, because the cat is so.
Yeah.
I mean, it's basically the same size.
Yeah, it it helps like with the perspective that the cat is, closer to the camera, and yeah, turned out really good.
Thanks, man. Yeah. This was a fun stream. I'm probably gonna do more of these next week because I have a ton of these photos that would be a lot of fun to draw. I don't know. If you're in the chat right now, let me know if any of these strike your fancy. You want me to be? You want me to draw me as an Oompa Loompa? How about this one? How about this one with me and my sister? This is my dad's daughter from a previous marriage, and she's only a couple of years younger than my mom. So I had an old dad. I've mentioned this already, but yeah, I love this photo. Paul is great. Love my sis. Do that one. We could do this one. I mentioned earlier. That's me and Captain Julian Alvari. As a very different character in this story. But honestly, thinking about it, Aubrey's not so different from Aubrey. Or Pip isn't so different than Aubrey. Just did that one. Here's this one. I'm about to beat you up. This is what you see before you are ended. Before you are KO'd to the mat. Yeah, this is actually one of my favorites. This is my pops just a few years before, at around 40. So he's only a few years older than I currently am in this photo. And I don't have a lot of photos from that period of his life. It's just kind of interesting to see the, this dude at this point. I don't know. What a Lebanese himbo he is, though. I mean, I love it. That little curly Q in the front. Oh my god, honey, stop. All right. What else do we got going this week? We're recording for Ignore the Bird. That's right, we're recording Ignore the Bird one shot. I don't want to tell you too much about it, but Zach, if you have anything you want to talk about is in regards to that, feel free.
I will say that it'll be on the Ignore the Bird, Follow the River podcast that we do, where we talk about Willow, the movie, and the upcoming Disney Plus TV show. The Willow one-off we'll be doing is a what if scenario. What if the story of Willow did not follow Willow, but followed a brownie and an elf that Weston and Adam will be created and will be portraying. And a lot of the stuff that we will use in the one-off is stuff that we created for the podcast. So character sheets, magic items, DM tips, Hero Forge tokens, and some bitchin' artwork by our lava submersible. So that will be coming out in a couple weeks because we still have to do the recording.
Yeah, I am playing a wood elf in Motherworld, which might sound absurd because, like Weston, I don't remember there being elves in the movie Willow, and I just have to tell you that I'm sorry. You have to do a little bit of your lore research, my friend. Try a little harder. You have to wake up pretty early to school this Willow nerd. Yeah, there's actually quite a bit of lore about elves in the world. I think some of it directly written by a good friend of the podcast. I'm really looking forward to this, especially because I was assigned male at birth, but I am genderqueer, and I don't often play female characters in games, mostly because out of fear, frankly, for not being respected or understood or having my pronouns not met. But I am in a place that I think I'm healthy enough to not worry about those kinds of things, especially because I am with people that I trust so much, like Zach and like Adam and like Sam, who support me and have always validated me on these kinds of things. And I'm very proud and very happy to kind of being able to represent myself in a way that I don't normally get to in D&D games. So if you want to see me play a lady wood elf that is a tough, badass assassin rogue, I hope you'll join us at Ignore the Bird, Follow the River podcast, which actually this will be the first one we record video for, so you'll even be able to find that one on our YouTube channel. YouTube link is Nerdcrafty Network, if I'm not mistaken. And it is in the chat currently, if you want to check out that link. Thanks, Sam. And we'll have that episode out in a couple of weeks, our Willow one-shot. We're really looking forward to it. If you haven't checked out the podcast, we've got a ton of episodes up there. Anywhere you get your podcasts, Ignore the Bird, Follow the River. Anywhere you get your podcasts. And, can't wait. Yes, so we're out of here today. Thank you so much for coming and joining a journey through the past and hanging out. I hope you have a wonderful rest of your day, and we will see you next week, Tuesday, 3:30 Pacific Standard Time, right here. Have a great one.